1998 Range Rover P38. It's a 2.5 diesel with a manual gearbox, so quite a rare spec, this one. One of the later model pre-facelift cars, so it's still got the amber headlights and the plastic bumpers. And again, it's on the correct 3-spoke wheels, which I personally like. Epsom green metallic, this one. Grey cloth. 107,000 miles. We've got it dropped down in access mode on the suspension, so we can just show you it all the way around, and then when we start it up, we'll have a bit play with the suspension, because it is still on the correct air suspension. It does work. It does ride a lot better than when people convert it over to coils. Starting at this front driver's corner, you see this arch is all lovely and clean, lovely and tidy. If we look down the side of the car, really nice and shiny, lovely and straight. It has just had a bit of paint correction and machine polish. 3-spoke alloy wheel, like I mentioned. They've got general grabbers all the way around. Really good tyre for a P38, I think. Going along the bottom here, you do have a sill cover, but that is lovely and clean, lovely and straight. Quite often you can find a little bit of corrosion appearing in the bottom of the door, on the front doors on a P38, but there's nothing there at all. Even the plastics on the wing mirror are lovely and clean, lovely and tidy. Coming down this driver's side, none of the plastics are faded. They're all nice and dark. They should be a very dark grey, not black, so they are correct. When you see them, they're black, they've either been sprayed or they've had far too much back to black put on them. Onto this rear driver's door, again, lovely and tidy. The panel gaps are excellent all the way around. And another spot to look at on a P38 is this inner arch here, which again on this is excellent. The lip here all the way along is lovely. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through there at all, even at the very bottom. And then you look on the inside of the door, which again is lovely. And then you look onto this arch here, which is really solid. No sign of any corrosion coming in at all. There's not even a scratch to notice on that driver's side. It's really, really good. Clear glass on this, which I think on an earlier car does look better. Nothing worse than nasty tints on an old Range Rover. Both side rear lights, nice and bright. No sign of any cracks or fading or anything like that. The rear bumper on a P38 can quite often fail and go a bit wavy. But as you can see on this one, nothing at all to complain about there. It's normally just the little metal clips inside. They'll move around and rust, but on that note, nice and tidy. Now, I have been told that the exhaust is all new. It's a standard exhaust, but it is stainless steel, so that'll last a lot longer. We have the original snap-off tow bar there. And the electrics. The bottom of the tailgate can quite often be a corrosion area. Obviously it's aluminium, but you would get what we call alley rash, but this is lovely and solid all the way along. We'll quickly have a look underneath where the tailgate's be. Another good sign, if it's been badly adjusted, this will be covered in scratches, but actually all the way along, really, really nice and tidy. Underside of the boot, all good there. If I have a look in this gap here, could do with a good clean, but there's no sign of any corrosion starting there either, so that's always a good sign. We'll leave that open because we'll have a look in there shortly. And again, if we look down the passenger side, nice and straight all the way along. There's no sign of any corrosion on any of the arches. Look in here as well. Same story as the other side, lovely and clean, lovely and tidy. Obviously been well looked after, even the roof. Nice and straight, no sign of any ripples or dents at all in there. Even these bits of trim, which can quite often bubble up, they're all good. And again, this rear passenger door, sill cover, and front passenger door, all lovely and tidy. Does make for quite a boring video, but the car is really, really good. This front arch, again, really, really good. And then round onto the front. All the headlights and the indicators and everything are clear. It's quite a nice low spec car, which I think makes the more honest car for me. No fog lights, no leather, no automatic. You've got a couple of little stone chips here and there, as you'd expect, but very few for the age of the car. And there's a little mark here from a bit of bird poo, but I imagine we could get that polished out. And then the same goes there. Epsom green is definitely one of the better colours for these things, I think. On the interior, pop that bonnet while we're there. So like I say, cloth interior. You've got a grey door card, which is lovely and tidy. The carpet on the bottom and all the suede and everything's nice, or the velour I think it is. This driver's seat, Could do with a good steam clean or something, but it is very good. There's no sign of any wear on the bolster or anything like that. And that's all good as well. A good steam clean would tighten this up as well, which would make a big difference. It could do, if we're going to be really picky, it could do with a handbrake gaiter. See there, that's obviously worn out. I think they're about 16 quid. So I'm sure you can spring for that. That'll make a big difference. Steering wheel is nice. No sign of any major wear or anything on that. It does have cruise, this car. Spec wise, we've got cruise, aircon, obviously electric windows, no sunroofs, which is really good because they're just leaky nightmares. It is still on the air, which is always helpful. So you've got low range for your manual box, cruise control, hazards, air controls. This locks the car in whatever height you've got it in, so it won't adjust. So for example, over 60 mile an hour, the car will drop to motorway. If you've got it locked, it won't do that. If you lock it in motorway, it won't raise back up. And then you've got your rear fogs and light controls. Another thing I did notice, and I'll show you in a second, is the dash is not missing any pixels again, which is another unusual thing. Same with the heater controls. Into the rear driver's side, all lovely and tidy. The headlining has just been done, so the headlining is like brand new. You know, quite bad for sagging, but there's no sign of anything. It's literally just been done this week. This rear seat, nice and tidy, nice and straight. Armrest and everything's all good. Backs of the seats are nice. They've not been kicked or abused. It's got a full set of genuine Range Rover, Land Rover mats, which always fit really nice. Into the boot. And we've still got the load cover. Quite often these will go missing, but that's still there, which is always a good sign. Even the inside of here isn't worn from the boot going up and down, which is really, really good. And then in here, nice and clean, nice and tidy. Underneath, we've got another 3-spoke wheel, which could do with a clean. That's showing a bit of age, but we still have the jack and all the bits that go with it. And the boot floor itself looks to be nice and solid. No sign of any sort of moisture or corrosion or anything in there. Tailgate shuts nice and even. Struts are all good, as you can see. And then passenger side rear. Again, another good door card. Back of this seat, all nice and tidy. And same goes for the bench. Really, really good condition. There's no funny smells. No sign of any moisture. All good. And I'm told it has got good service history. So if you check the description, we'll list all the service history we've got for it. Yeah, all nice and tidy. Now, it does have a Pioneer aftermarket head unit fitted. But they are easy enough to find new ones if you want those, the originals. So there's all your service history and everything, which we'll detail in the description. Leave that there and we'll take that out and put it in the description for you. And then under here, 2.5 litre turbo diesel engine. It is a BMW engine. They are pretty much bulletproof. If we're going to be really picky, there should be a little lid that sits over the battery here. Which again, you can find on eBay. They're pretty easy to find, but it does tidy that whole corner up. It is nice and solid in here, but it could do with a good clean. Good Sunday afternoon of clean would make a big difference in there. All the metalwork is nice and straight. All nice and clean. We'll get it started up. So we'll get it started up. As you can see, there's no sign of any pixels or book warning lights missing from that. Heater controls. We've got 107,000 miles on the clock. You do have an ABS light on, but that does go as soon as you go over 3 miles an hour, and then obviously the other light is for your handbrake. Have a quick look around the back. No sign of any smoke or anything like that. Really happy. Nice and smooth. Starts dead happy. First turn of the key. There you have it. 1998 2.5 diesel P38. Any inquiries, please get in touch.